Hello. This video is going to be about how to know if you might have dyspraxia, and this is all from my lived experience. These are my personal opinions, so hope this helps somebody out there, inshallah. Okay, so one thing I would say is, do you always spill your food? So do you, whenever you eat or drink something, do you usually kind of drop some? This is quite common for dyspraxics. Okay, so because coordination is a large part of what's affected by dyspraxia. Okay, related to that, I would say, when you're eating, do you sometimes have some problems like just managing that whole task? So what my dad used to do was he used to actually get the food using a knife and fork, put it in his mouth, and then put the knife and fork down while eating the food. So it's kind of a difficulty of doing both at once. For me personally, I eat with my hand because it's quite a lot of hard work to use a knife and fork. The next one I would say is, do you find it very tiring to do things which are requiring precision, fine motor skills, like writing? Do you get fatigued just by writing something out? Because as a dyspraxic, I have to concentrate and focus really hard on my posture and how I'm holding the pen or pencil, not just write. It's not that easy, it's kind of hard work. Okay, so it could be aching by the time I've written a few lines. Related to that, do you have hypermobility? Something like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, EDS, or if you're really, really noticeably flexible, that often co-occurs, is that the right word, with dyspraxia. Okay, when you're talking, and with all of these, not everybody has the same manifestations of it, but these are the common ones, either with me or what I've noticed. When you're talking, do you quite often say a kind of nonsense word, or you can't find the word and you have to make it fit by saying something that didn't really make sense, so, and just hope that people don't laugh at you. I wish I could give an example, because this happens all the time, especially if I'm tired. Like, I can be talking and let's say I can't think of the word window, then I would say, out of that thing where you look through into the garden. It's like a long way around of trying to say the word window because I just couldn't find the word. Or mix up words that are not similar, like tomato and strawberry. Yesterday I nearly did this. I was going to call the strawberries tomatoes, so that happens to me quite often. Okay, so issues with words. Another one is social situations. Do you struggle with social situations? And do you have you been called weird, or do people think you're weird, even though you don't think you're doing anything weird or unusual, and you can't work out what you're supposed to be doing differently? This seems quite common with this, dyspraxics. If there's a conversation going on in a group, do you have trouble knowing when to say things? And is your processing a little bit at a different speed to other people, that they seem to be able to do this banter and like this and that and this and that, but then by the time you've understood it, it's been minutes have passed by and you haven't had a chance to speak. I was thinking about one just related to that. Processing. Okay, so do you have unusual or noticeable experiences with your senses? For example, my ears are really, really sensitive to sound, so if somebody suddenly speaks in my ear, I could hit them in the face because it actually hurts. Or, I mean, usually they don't, so that's not going to happen. I have a problem where I can't speak unless I can hear my voice. So if I'm in a loud environment, I just can't speak. Along with that, I would say you could have an issue with things like mutism. Situational mutism is when I have this, and I had it very, very severely for most of my life. It's when you just can't actually verbalise anything at all. in certain situations, even though you might seem to have the ability to speak if you wanted to. And it's not a choice that we're saying like, I just don't feel like talking when I get in that room. It's a sort of physical reaction where we can't manage the process of speaking in certain situations. Dyspraxia. Okay, so when you are moving around, do you usually bump into things? Do you tend to get like bruises on your legs a lot? Or just anywhere? Do you get hurt quite often? You know what I do, by the way, this is a tip if you have this problem, is that I just kind of like, I'm sleepwalking. I put my hands in front of me. I mean, I don't think people actually do that when they're sleepwalking, do they? But put my hands in front of me and touch things before I get there because I can't tell how far away they are. And again, with touch, so like, do you have a problem where you tend to break things very easily and you might break people's stuff? It's really embarrassing and awkward. I broke my, okay, let's just not go into that. So you could be kind of heavy-handed without meaning to. Oh, you're just trying to just do something. Okay, this is another one related. Everything's just linking in off the top of my head. Do you not read instructions for things? Do you not read the manual? Do you just kind of get the tool out and hope for the best? Yeah, you could be dyspraxic. We do that because it's a lot of trouble and hard work to actually read instructions and read through something. Do you not read letters? Do you just kind of not understand things unless they're given to you in a certain format? If someone talks really quickly and they're trying to impart some information and you're supposed to be somehow like keeping up with it, do you find that impossible? Because we struggle with sort of following things in a set order and keeping it in our head. We can't keep, it's a working memory challenge that we have, and we might still be processing the first bit and you're already giving us the next bit of information, so we're already full. We can't take it all in. Okay. Oh, there's a little bit on the screen and I keep thinking it's on my t-shirt. Dyspraxia. When you were little, did you, or even now to this day, did you kind of walk weirdly or have trouble walking or run weirdly? Or if you did PE, did you used to get made fun of for the way that you maybe tried to throw the ball or were really rubbish at it? Did you have some kind of input when you were at primary school where they used to take you aside and then make you do things like balancing on a beam and stuff like that? Because some people I know, they've had this experience where they were getting like OT input or physio input when they were little without being told this is because you're dyspraxic and you're going to have these certain challenges, and that's why we're trying to help you with your coordination. What else? If you're trying to... This is how one of my friends realised she might be dyspraxic, because she was trying to unlock the door and she could not like get the key into the those kind of like fiddly jobs or tasks. Do you struggle with those? And do you get burnt out? Do you try really hard and work really hard, but there's only a certain number of weeks you can do that for, or a number of months you can like maintain that for? Yes, I'm on 9 minutes. Let's see if I can think of any more of these off the top of my head. Might you be dyspraxic? If you watched any of my videos and you thought, oh, that's weird, I'm a bit like that. So it's not that bad. I love being dyspraxic. If you feel like you relate to it, then I would kind of give a blanket statement that yes, you might be dyspraxic, because we're very underdiagnosed and underrepresented. So have a bit of confidence in your own experience and your life experience. If you have these kind of sensations that you're like dissociated and you're not aware of where your limbs are and how you're moving and you keep knocking everything over. All right then, I hope this has been helpful. Bye.